This is the man accused of stabbing acclaimed author Salman Rushdie on Friday, leaving him in a critical condition. 24-year-old Hadi Matar, a US citizen with Lebanese parents, entered a not guilty plea as he appeared at court charged with attempted murder and assault. Matar is said to have stabbed 75-year-old Rushdie more than 10 times in the face, neck and stomach as the writer spoke at an event in New York State. Rushdie, who authored his controversial book The Satanic Verses in 1988, is recovering in hospital after the attack. He faced years of death threats for his work, which some Muslims see as blasphemous due to its depictions of the Prophet Muhammad. News of the stabbing has been met by praise by some people in Iran, where in 1989 the country's then leader issued a decree calling for the killing of Rushdie in exchange for a $3 million reward.
It was Salman Rushdie's fourth book, The Satanic Verses, which changed his life. The reaction to the postmodern surrealist novel forced the 40-year-old to go into hiding for nearly 10 years when it was published in 1988. Some Muslims around the world considered the publication to be blasphemous. And on February the 14th, 1989, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, issued his fatwa, calling on the British American citizen's execution and offered a reward of €3 million. However, the author continued writing despite the threat, hoping that the bounty on his head would eventually be lifted.
It's clear that they must cancel.
Iran must rescind the fatwa. That is the least we can demand. I ask the EU countries to push for this. Rushdie only began to emerge from his life on the run in the late 1990s after Iran said it wouldn't support his assassination. He became an advocate of freedom of speech whilst living in New York. Rushdie saw his works rewarded despite the fatwa.
In recent years, I've been somewhat deflected from, if you like, a literary conversation. And one of the great pleasures of the Moore's Last Sigh, anyway, of its publication around the world, has been the return of that interest in my literary work. And this is, I must say, is one of the great moments of that.
30 years after The Satanic Verses was published, the 75-year-old had just announced the publication of his 15th novel when he was stabbed during a conference in the state of New York.